All right, everybody, welcome back to another training from the Money Mantra. This is going to be a high frequency training slash live session because if you're here, you might as well make money. Y'all know we do Forex sometimes if y'all want, and then we do HFX sometimes if y'all want. But I guess we'll just go over essentially how to find sniper entries on high frequency trading and how to really make your money in minutes instead of hours because ain't nothing wrong with that. So before we start, I always like to do just a quick overview of the pocket option platform because they're always changing stuff and they're always adding stuff. And it's really helpful if you use the tools that they give you to help you become a more profitable trader with this style of trading. So again, you just visit this website by going to pocketoption.com. And your screen may look like this, or it may be dark mode, because you have to modify it with how you want it to look. Personally, me, I just like all of my stuff to be the same. So my trading view has a light theme, pocket option has a light theme, and if you want to change it from black to white, you can just go here, click the picture, click your settings, click theme, and then click light theme or blue theme, which is this. And this is how it starts. So it's really up to you. But I just always like to mention that because I know when you're following along on a session, you want everything to look exactly how my screen is looking. So when you go to do it on your own, it is pretty much matches up. That's why I always mention that. Now, another thing I have on my screen that helps me that doesn't come automatically is this right here. This right here. This is called the Market Watch. And the Market Watch is really good, especially when you're trading HFX because it's telling you exactly, precisely who at this moment is in control of the market. So you shouldn't use the Market Watch by itself to get into a trade, but it is a helpful tool. And if you don't have your Market Watch on right now, you want to click these three dots right here and then you'll see the button with the people, which is social trading, and then you'll see the market watch button here. So once you click that, it'll come on, right? And then when you hover over, it tells you the direction of all currently open trades placed by platform users for the asset on the chart. So for example, we can currently see that the market watch is at, well, it's going to switch very quickly, but okay, we can see now that the buyers are in control. If you wanted to use that, let's just say I get in for a buy. It's a 1 minute buy. Um, Simply because at that moment buyers had control in the market. Now, as long as they maintain control, your trade will stay in profit. So let's just see. Here we can see that the sellers are resisting heavily. So there's either going to be a very dramatic drop or the market watch is going to go back to 50-50 and then go back to buyers. But as we can see, this trade is currently in profit. And I'm not saying only use the market watch, but I'm telling you at that moment, if you get in, it's telling you what most people are doing. So buyers are still in profit now. But yeah, that's just another tip. Another thing is make sure you know how to use your expiration mode because you can be in the trade anywhere from 1 minute from 5 seconds, which I told you I don't recommend. But another thing that Pocket Option also added is that just because these are the standard times, that don't mean that you have to select that time. Maybe you're this is random, but maybe you're into numerology and you want to be in for 1 minute and 11 seconds, right? You do have the option to edit precisely how long you're going to be in the trade. You may think that this is your lucky number and say, if I get in for a buy, I got my 111 and buyers are in control. If I get in for a buy, you can also, again, edit your time precisely into what you want it to be. Put your favorite number here, put any number here, but that's going to dictate how long you're actually in the trade. Personally, I started with M1, and that's just what I like to use. But when you're practicing and you're learning, M3 is just a nice middle ground, right? It's just a nice middle ground. Again, with their amount, they do give you two different ways that you can manage your risk with high frequency. So you can do it by the dollar amount. So if I want to risk $10, I can risk $10. Or if I click on this dollar sign, I can risk a percent of my account. Some people like to trade with percentages. Um, maybe you don't want to risk more than 5% of your account a day. So you say, okay, or per trade. So, okay, I'm only going to risk $24.99 in this trade because that would be 5% of my account. Now, once I get into this trade, let's just say I buy, just click anything. Based on my new balance, my percentage will also be updated. So again, these are all fundamental things that's going to help you find your particular edge in trading. Of course, we know the percentages. Another update that Pocket Option did was they, for some reason, converted all the currencies to OTC. And if you've ever been subscribed to Pocket Option, like you just signed up, they did send out an email explaining why they did that. And I don't know, but it benefits us as traders because now we're making 92% profit on all of our risk versus something lower, how it was before. If it's making sense so far, and you guys are just understanding how to use the platform, just drop some sevens in the chat. It's just nice refreshers. Okay, because they're always updating something, and we do have a new student, Kevin. So I just need to make sure I'm covering the bases. So if you don't see the time countdown here, it's probably on the flag. If you see the flag, click it because it should look like this. So another thing that I noticed that Pocket Option did when they updated this, and this is going to be so helpful to us as we're trading. You're going to notice when I hover over a candle, right? In the left-hand corner, do you guys see where it says open, close, high, low? If you guys can see that, drop some threes in the chat. Right above where it says H10 and stochastic oscillator, it tells you the open of the candle, the close of the candle, the high of the candle, and the low of the candle. So this is also going to help you when you're trading HFX independently because if I know, for example, I'm just adding a horizontal line. I'm not doing nothing fancy, y'all. Let's just say I think this market is going to go for a buy, right? But I don't exactly know where I should enter. If I hover over the previous candle, it tells me that the low for this particular candle was 214. Because remember, we're only using the last three digits. Now I know that if the market gets to 214 or lower, I can get in for a buy. And I didn't even have to add my horizontal line or do anything extra to know that. Now, that's just another tip for if you don't know where to go. And again, if I hover over this candle, I can see that the high was 300. So that will also tell me if the market gets to 300 or higher, I could potentially get in for a sell since that's the highest place that the market went. And we're just gonna test out that theory to see if that's actually a helpful upgrade that Pocket Option made. But if you think that's helpful to have the open, low, and high and close of each candle on your chart, just drop some sevens in the chat. Because right now, guys, we're looking at Euro USD. And we're looking at two potential entries, right? And right now, we're not doing a super big analysis, and it's okay if it's wrong because I'm just showing you how to use the tools. Because at the end, we're going to put it all together with our moving averages and with our stochastic so that we can maximize our entries. Okay. So I'm waiting for 300 or higher for this sell or 214 or lower for a buy. And I'll drop that in the chat. 300 or higher sell and 214 or lower buy based on Pocket Options algorithm. So let's see. When you guys are in the trade, just let me know. You can drop your entry point or you can just drop in and let me know. So for this trade, it went above, so I'm gonna sell. So my entry point was 301, and we're gonna see what happens. And I'm in for 1 minute. And we're gonna see. Pocket option, is this helpful or not? Well, we know it's not helpful as a standalone indicator, but I have 30 seconds left. Let's see. This thing look like it's going up. All right. So we can see that the market created a new high. But the cool thing is, again, scroll over the candle, scroll over the current candle, and we can now see that the new high is 341. So essentially, that would be your new entry point to sell, right? I'm just giving you guys an overview. So the indicators that I like to use, because now we're going to put it all together with our timer, with our risk, with our payout, and with our indicators, plus the new tools. The sell button is red button. It'll say lower, and the buy is green, and it'll say higher. Are you on the pocketoption.com on your computer, or are you using it on your phone? You see, okay. Okay. Does your screen look like this, or do you need to modify it? All right, I'll just wait. But let me know if you need to set up your screen. So basically, just like when we're trading Forex, it matches. Okay. The indicators that I like to use are going to be moving averages. And I also like to use the stochastic oscillator. So I'm just going to go over the settings really quickly. To get to the indicators, you scroll over the indicators tab, you click on it, and you click on moving average twice. It'll pop up on your screen. You want to change the first one to 50 EMA. Yeah, guys, let me know if you're having an issue with your pocket option. Drop a 1 in the chat. But if everything is okay, drop a 2 in the chat. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'll just keep going. So for the first moving average, you want the period to be 50, the moving average to be EMA, and you just want to change the color to blue. 50 EMA blue. And for the second one, you want to do 200 EMA. 200 EMA purple. Now for the stochastic, I like to use this one while I'm using this one on pocket option because it just tells me more information and I get more about the trade. So I do have a trading checklist. So you just pretty much ask yourselves these questions when it comes to getting into the trade, and that'll help you decide if you're going to get into the trade or not. Very, very similar to the way we do Forex. But this time, we're also going to incorporate our market watch and our candle information. So if we're looking for a buy, you can always ask yourself 5 to 6 simple questions. And if you get a yes to those questions, then it's okay to take the trade. 3 is good, 4 is great, 5 is fantastic. So that's how many confirmations you want to get before you take a trade, because this is very quick trading. So you need to reassess after every candle. So if I ask myself the questions on this candle, I need to ask myself those same questions on the next candle. I can't just go by what happened last time because the movements are so frequent and they're so small. Now, again, I'm using candles for my settings. My time frame is M5. That means I have a candle forming every 5 minutes. But if you want to have a candle forming every 15 minutes, you can. Every 30 minutes or every hour is not going to affect how fast the price is moving. It's only going to affect what you're looking at. But me, I like a lot of candles on the screen since it's moving so fast. And I need to be able to spot out multiple areas of support and resistance since the market is moving so fast. Now, firstly, the EMAs are helpful because you can essentially use them as levels of support or resistance, right? Automatically, we know that if the candle comes back down to this line, and again, you can get a horizontal line, but we just literally going to place it on the EMA directly because that's an area of support. It's an average place for the price, and we know if it comes back down to that area, we can potentially get in for a buy, right? So that's one thing about the EMAs. If the candles are above, we should be looking for a buy. So the first question for a buy, and I'll drop this in the chat as well. Buy questions. Do I see a blue candle? Or what color is the current candle? Right? If it's blue, it's for a buy. If it's red, it's for a sell. So far we got blue. Then we want to ask ourselves, is the candle above the blue EMA? Right? And if we get a yes, that's going to be another confirmation for a buy. Same question, is the candle above the purple EMA? Anytime it's above the EMAs, you want to go for a buy. And you also want to make sure you're using the EMAs as support or resistance if it's for a sell. And I'll just scroll back in the past so we can see more confirmations of this for buy. So here, oh no, sorry, it's too high up. Here we can see that this candle here used the EMA as support. It bounced off, and then the trend went up. And then y'all can clearly see how the market is using the EMAs as resistance. So if we were in the market at this time and we see that the candles are falling below the EMAs, every time it would have gotten close to the line, we would know that we can take it for a sell. And I'm just going to scroll. We see a sell example here where the EMA is used as resistance. Here, 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 right? And whenever you see the candles between two EMAs, I try not to take trades then. But if it's between two EMAs, the top line is going to be resistance and the bottom line is going to be support. It just gets tricky because it's so quick, but you know a trend change is going to happen. Because we can see that the market was consolidating between all this time, right? And then it finally broke above. So if that makes sense, using the EMAs as support and resistance, drop a 7 in the chat. Okay, that's gonna be your second question. What color is the candle? Is the candle above the first EMA? Is the candle above the second EMA? Now we're gonna move on to the stochastic, right? Is the stochastic facing up or down, right? One thing I like about trading is that it's pretty visual, right? Once you step back and you really look at it, everything really lines up and it makes sense. And I know for a long time, I was losing a lot of trades because it only made sense in retrospect. Like I can see it after the fact when somebody's explaining it to me. But the more I traded, the more I was able to recognize it in real time. So, for example, I can clearly see that the candles are forming above my indicator, which to me would indicate that price is going above where it usually was. Looking at the stochastic, literally I can see it facing up, which lets me know that the market is probably going to be going up, right? Another thing with the stochastic, you'll notice these two signal lines. One is blue, which represents the buyers, and one is orange, but you can change the color to red, which represents the sellers. We can literally see that the buyers are on top of the sellers, letting us know that they're in control. Not only that, we also see our market watch spending a lot more time on the green side than it's spending on the red side. And we can see so far in about 10 minutes since I've been talking, the market has gone from 214 to 467, and we could have created multiple buy opportunities based on all of this information, right? Not just the market watch and not just the candle information, but looking at it all together, it makes sense that the market is going in that direction. So visually, if you guys can see, okay, I can see why this market is going up. Just drop some sevens in the chat if it makes sense. If it makes sense, right? The last thing I'm gonna tell you guys before we actually take some trades is, and this one is very relevant to me. And once I started to incorporate this theory or this part of analysis into my trading, I think my results really went higher. And I also have another video on this called the break of structure candle strategy, because I'm gonna have to do a whole class on this, but there's a difference between having our confirmations, which tells us this is a good trade to get into, versus having our entry signals, which actually tells us to get into the trade. So the break of candle is a signal. It's a confirmation and a signal. Not only is it letting us know that this is a good trade to get into, but it's letting us know that it's a good time to get into this trade. And I know a lot of us struggle with our entry points, whether it be for Forex or HFX. So the break of candle basically is this. And again, I'll also post my break of structure candle strategy in the chat after this class. So basically, let's just say, okay, this is the perfect example. It literally just happened in our face. So I'm going to draw some lines. Here. Okay. I'm going to draw some lines there. So here, for these couple of minutes, we can see that the market went down and then it went up, right? It went down and then it went up and then it went down, right? Now, if we were going to base our entry point off of previous market structure, we would have said, okay, we should get in for a buy right here, right? On this candle, we could have potentially gotten for a buy because theoretically it's at our support and it's bought here before. But in this case, there was a break of structure, right? The candle no longer wanted, the market no longer wanted to stay in that pattern. So it broke structure. And once it broke structure, stochastic was also facing down, and then the market continued to sell, right? So a breaker structure is saying that the market no longer has this clear point of support or resistance. It's broken out of that either on the upside, which means we can get in for a buy if all of the confirmations align, or it'll break on the downside, letting us know that we can get in for a sell. Now I'll give you guys another example of a break of structure strategy. Example. Okay, so here's another one. We can see that the market was being supported right here, right? We have some liquidity. And then we can see it was resisting here. We don't got to think hard about it. We can see it didn't go higher than this for a while. It didn't go lower than this. It didn't go higher than this. It didn't go lower than this. And it did this for a while, right? But then what happened? At this place, we would have assumed maybe we should get in for a sell because that's what the market's been doing. But we can see that this was the candle that broke the structure, in addition to the blue being above the orange, telling us that the buyers were in control, and the stochastic facing up. So the break of structure is a great indicator that you can take the trade in that direction. And I'll give you one more example. But if it's making sense, drop a 7 in the chat. I'm just going to do one more break of structure example. And then we're going to do a few trades and call it a night. Okay, good. Good. So here we can see again the market was consolidating, right? We had a support, resistance, support, resistance, right? It was staying in the zone. And then what happened? This candle broke the structure, right? It broke the structure. And then the stochastic was also facing down. And then what happened? We had big selling movement. So, in addition to the questions you ask yourself, what color is the current candle? Blue goes to buyers, red goes to sellers. Is the candle above or below the EMAs? Above goes for buyers, below goes for sellers. Is my stochastic facing up or down? Up is for buyers, down is for sellers. Is my blue line on top of my orange line, or is my orange line on top of my blue line? And based on the answer you get, that's going to tell you who gets the point for the confirmation. So let's try it, right? I'm going to put a horizontal line here. So we see some new structure forming. I'll put one here, and I'll put one. There we go. Nope. I'll put one there, then I'll put one. All right. Sorry, y'all. My pocket option's freezing. All right. So I'm gonna put one here simply because I'm only putting a line here because I can see resistance forming. I see two rejections. And my thing is freezing, y'all. So give it a second. It looked like it's freezing a little bit. I'm gonna refresh my page. All right. And I'm gonna put another horizontal line. I'm just trying to find the structure. All right. So we got some structure. And let me make this a little darker because I feel like this drawing blinding me. It's hella light. Hold on. Making this darker. All right, my computer's freezing a little. Give it a second to get his life together. I'm just putting horizontal lines on here. All right. So now, based on this current candle, we would just ask ourselves these questions. What color is the current candle? We can see that is red. So that's 1 point for the sellers. We would say, let me put the EMAs back. Is the candle above or below the EMAs? So right now, it's above. So that's a point for the buyers. So far is 1-1. The second one is, the third one is the stochastic facing up and down? The stochastic is facing down and the orange is on top of the blue. But it looks like the buyers have control right now, right here. So what we would do, since we have more confirmations for the sell, is we would just wait for the market to get back to 501 or higher, and we would sell, or we would wait for the market to get lower than 316 because that would be the break of structure. So I don't know why it's moving so slow, y'all. It's just, I don't know. It's going mad slow. All right, so we're waiting for 501 or higher for sell, or 380 or lower for a buy. And I'll drop this in the chat. All right, guys. So these are our potential entry points, but we're just going to watch the indicators together to let us know what we should be doing. Now, if the market drops lower, right now is all the confirmations for a sell. Yeah, if it drops lower than 380 or lower, we can get in for a buy. If it goes higher than 502, we can get in for a sell unless it breaks structure. Unless it breaks structure, then we know it's going to keep buying because all of the confirmations say buy except for the color of the candle and the stochastic. So we're going to see if this is going to break structure or what's going to happen. I don't know why my horizontal lines wasn't staying. Okay, there they go. They came back. So we about to see y'all. Hey, Teresa. All right. All right, y'all. So this looks like if the market again is going to go a little bit lower than 380, we're going to see if it's going to break structure. Well, who got in for the buy actually? You will be in profit. I just missed it. I missed it. But who got in for the buy? No one? All right, this one might be a little sketchy because now it's trying to break structure. But 380 or lower, I'm going to see. Oh, I ain't mean to get in twice. All right, looks like this market broke structure. So it should clear. Let's see if it clears above 380 and then comes back down to sell, which I think is going to happen because now that it broke structure, we know that it's for sure trying to go down. It's trying to go down, but it's going to have a hard time because the buyers are resistant. So, did you guys get in for the 380 or lower? I'm in profit. I have 20 seconds left. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. But now we know. And I'm so happy this happened because now that the market has broken structure on the downside, we know that we can get in for sales. For example, without doing any other analysis, we're still on the same candle. If I get in for a sell right now, oh, I did not mean to click that button 3 times. My finger slipped, y'all. Seriously, I know how y'all feel now. But based on that break of structure, plus the stochastic, plus the color of the candle, I would expect now this market to really start to push down and go back to our 214 initial entry. I hope it's not confusing, y'all. 380 or lower was for a buy, but because the structure was broken, now that becomes our resistance. So this got 30 seconds left, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared, y'all. Hashtag trust the trade. I'm in at 384 and 379. And as you can see, all three of these trades are in profit still. All right, two of them not anymore. Now they are. Let's see if they clear. All right, all three trades clear, y'all. All three trades clear based off of simple analysis and break of structure. If you made money on the trade, say clear. If you clear the trade, say clear. Right? So on this session of all the trades that we did, no, it's not an accident. It's just you going with the market. It's just so fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades. So we cleared 7 out of 9 trades. 7 out of 9 trades off of ask yourself basic questions. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. If it would have hit it 3 times and lost. That was a happy accident. But yeah, y'all, just like with Forex, trading HFX is very simple. And if you can develop, honestly, I wish I would have learned Forex before I learned HFX because I learned HFX first. So my mindset was stuck on quick results and quick profits. But if I would have learned the discipline that I have now with Forex, I would not have lost as much money trading HFX when I did when I first started trading. So it's just nice to have both. But that patience and discipline is really key because a lot of mistakes I noticed that people make is you're just not patient. Like people will say, "All right, I see it's a red candle forming. I see like you just don't ask yourself the questions. You just be like, all right, red candle sell. So let's just see if I just do red candle sell, what's gonna happen, right? I have the potential to clear this trade or not clear this trade, but that's what somebody will do. They'll just look at the market and they'll just jump in. They won't look at, all right, is the candle near an area of support? Is my stochastic like you just have to be patient, ask yourself those questions because when you do, you have a better chance at clearing. Now I'm gonna switch to a different pair, right? And I'm gonna do the same thing just to say, okay, if I follow this method, then it works, right? Because it's not just Cha Cha is a great trader. It's Cha Cha follows her methodology. Cha Cha follows her discipline. She asks herself these questions. So I'm gonna go to Euro GBP, and this looks like it's like an easy one because the consolidation is clear. We're just gonna ask ourselves these questions, and I'm gonna put um on some horizontal lines at the resistance, at the support. So basically, what we have here is the so basically what we have here is structure. We have clear structure, right? It's selling here, it's buying here, it's selling here. It's clear structure. Even now, the structure is holding up to the trade. It's under the EMAs. It's bouncing off the resistance. This is facing up and the blue is over, but we still have more confirmations for a sell. Our market watch is red, which is pretty good. So this looks more selling than buying to me. Unless it breaks structure, then we can sell once the market gets to 265 or higher. Unless it breaks structure, we can sell at 265 or higher. If it breaks structure, 265 is now support, and we will be buying at that level, right? So we're going to see what happens. This candle has about 3 minutes left. All my confirmations are telling me sell. So essentially, I should be okay to get in for a sell anywhere based on how perfect this setup looks. So I just click sell because I'm still on the same candle. So I don't have to ask the questions again. Everything's chilling. Now it's just, am I going to clear this trade? And we're going to see in about 42 seconds, right? We're going to see. I mean, I have confidence that the trade is going to push down because it has been consolidating here for a minute. But if it does change, I know, okay, now I should be looking for buys. But I'm always hashtag trustthetrade.com. Don't stress about it. It's just a minute. And we have about 15 seconds left in this trade. Yeah, and the trade is in profit. So our analysis was correct. Our analysis was correct. We have 4 seconds left in this trade. And the trade has cleared, which is amazing. If you got into that trade and you made money in the trade, just drop cleared in the chat. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I'm teaching right. If this is making sense, drop some sevens in the chat. And because this is the cool thing too about HFX, I like when it's clear consolidation. I just don't like when it's clear consolidation between two EMAs. When the candles are between two EMAs, it gets a little sketchy. But clear consolidation like this, like if we would have been selling here, buying here, selling here, buying here, and you would have been trading for the last, this looks like about an hour, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.50. You could have basically been trading the same zone over and over again, over and over again until the break of structure because it's so clear. We can clearly see the consolidation. So that's perfect for HFX, right? Now, even still, even though the market's way down here at 102, theoretically, if I get in for a sell, right, it should clear because it's the same candle, same confirmations. Now it's a little risky because it is in the liquidity zone, but it's still the same candle, same confirmations. So we just going to see what happens with this trade. And then based on the next candle, if it drops break structure, we're going to keep selling. If not, we're going to keep staying in this consolidated zone. So we have a new candle forming. We need to reassess, but we're already in the trade. Let's see what happens. It can either be a big drop, break structure, and keep selling, or it can continue to consolidate in the zone. So we have about 20 seconds left. And this trade is very close. Very close. It could be a break even, it could be a loss, but I'm not worried at all because we knew it was risky, high risk, based on how close it is to the buy zone. But I just hope this is making sense. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. We're gonna count our trades. You guys can let me know what your record was for the session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trades we took and we lost one. Well, 12 trades were called and 1, 2, 3 were lost. So 9-3, 9 wins, 3 losses. I think that's pretty good. Again, we haven't even been trading for an hour. And even if you, let's just say you start with a $250 account, risking $25 is only 10%, and your return could be $22. So within this one session, you could have made 22, 44, that'd be 88. Basically over $100, over $1,000 if your other risk would have been bigger, like the first trade. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I have for y'all today. We chose HFX, so it was a quick refresher. But just like with every class, lesson is just to really just slow down. Right? I'm not doing magic. I'm not, if I know the market is open 24/7, I'm not pressed to take every single trade that I see because I know there's going to be another opportunity. Now, we've seen this a lot of times. It's not always going to be a perfect setup, but when it is perfect, that's nice. Like, okay, look at this, y'all, in real time. If this candle breaks down past this, which is the lowest low, and it breaks structure, we should definitely continue to sell. So it's on its way. Let's see. If it does that and I get in and I clear, it's like break of structure is, but we're gonna see what happens. It would have to get below the green line for us to confirm that this market will continue to sell. So this will be the last trade, but we'll see. If it taps the green line, I'm gonna get in for a sell because structure has officially been broken. And let's see if everything else seems to be met under the EMAs, red candle, stock facing down, and now sellers in control. There we go. It tapped the green line. My entry point was, damn, why does John be putting me in twice? Whatever. So I got in at 978, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm gonna hashtag trust my trade. I'm gonna trust what I've analyzed and see what happens in the next 35 seconds. Mm-mm-mm. In 20 seconds. All right, 4 seconds. All right, so this trade was not clear, but that's okay. We do have the confirmation we need for the next candle. We're gonna wait for the next. Well, I'm not gonna wait for the next candle, but what I'm basically saying is, the structure was broken, so we know that the market will continue to sell. But now our new resistance is here, so the entry point should be moved, just because a new structure is about to be created. Um, but yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. Do you guys have any questions? And I'm pretty sure this market is going to push below 978 now. I'm not bothered by a loss because I know what it's doing. And yeah, pretty much the same thing like Forex. It took everybody who entry point was out, and now it's going to continue the motion. But any questions, family? Any questions? I'll give you guys about 30 seconds. And again, if y'all want to take some sell opportunities on EG, while you're going to stay on, you should be profitable in the next couple of minutes before it actually reverses. It's going to keep selling, so don't let this blue candle fool you. All right, you said you're good, Joe. Raquel, you good? Hila, Teresa, Spicy, Kevin. Just give me a 7 if you good. Okay, okay. All right. All right, perfect. So I really hope this was helpful, y'all. I did my best with my voice. Um, this session, I am going to drop it in the chat as soon as it finished uploading to my computer. And we are not off the hook for Forex or our trading plans. So I'll probably be texting everybody on your phone between today and tomorrow just to check in. And we're also going to be dropping trades throughout the week in the chat. We're getting back to that. Yeah, I just had some ginger and honey. I need to see if I have green tea downstairs because I talk a lot and I'm over it. But all right, guys, thank you for coming to class. I'll update y'all on y'all points and everything in the chat. If y'all need me, y'all know where to find me. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Pretty much it. Just look out for the trade ideas in the chat this week and keep me posted on your trading plans. But good night.